Class 107A, the piano solo 8 to 11 years, own choice. A really fabulous class, wonderful performances. You've all worked incredibly hard, and I think you should feel really pleased with the results of your recordings. Even though we've not had face-to-face lessons for a long time, and even though we're not together in person, as I was listening to all your performances, beautifully recorded and presented, I really felt like I was part of the festival. So thank you very much. I'd like to say a little bit to each of you. So we started off with Suleiman, who played a short story. Lovely introduction, and that goes for so many of you for taking the time to tell us what you were playing. You played from memory very successfully. You tried to add some dynamics. I would love you to now add more shaping, to think of the phrases going up and down, and think about what story you're thinking and what you're trying to tell us as you play. The more imagination you can have, the more that then comes across to us. So make sure you are telling a story with your fingers, but a very well prepared performance. Thank you. And then we had Oscar. I think I just make sure I'm on the right person. Yes, that's right, because number 2 didn't play. So number 3, Oscar, scary stuff. Very confident, very secure, rhythmic playing. I tapped my foot as you played and I really enjoyed it. Very well observed rests and good accents and exciting staccato. Lovely dynamics. Can you have even more excitement, even more tremolo, dazzle, more crescendos, diminuendos? Just do everything a little bit more, but the ending was really fabulous, lovely and calm, very well controlled. So thank you very much, Oscar. What a great piece that is. Thank you. And then we had number 4, Amari. Now, Amari played a piece that lots of people have played throughout the festival called Angelfish, and what a lovely piece it is. So I'd just like to say a couple of things about this piece because it was a very popular piece. First of all, very well done for playing from memory, Amari. You obviously like it very much. There's very little on the page, isn't there, to show you how to play it. There's just one piano, one mezzo piano, and then a writ at the end to pianissimo. So what you now need to do is to just add more colour throughout the phrases, even though there's nothing marked. So let me just find it. Here we go. So lovely crossing of the hands, well done. Now the minims can be much more expressive, and then the quavers in the right hand much quieter. And really sing out those minims. Very atmospheric. Then when it gets a little bit louder and we go into the quavers in both hands, a little bit more rich sound and equal. Now sing. Resonance of those minims. Such a pretty piece. I thought you managed this very well. Just be careful with the pedalling. Sometimes it's slightly overlapped harmonies, but it's a very necessary addition to this piece. So thank you very much. Then we had number 5, Pedra, who played Intercity Stomp. You obviously like it very much, and what a great smile from you at the end showed us just how much you liked it. careful that some of the time changes are exact. You added an extra beat occasionally. Coordination of the rhythms was very well done. At the staccato touch, I think could be much crisper, much brighter. And at the end, can you show the diminuendo a little bit more? The last chord, the right hand chord, is 7 beats. So that's actually that's a long time. So you've got to be very focused to make sure you hold that for the right amount of time. But lots of promise in this performance. Thank you very much. Happy playing. And then number 6, Intercity Stomp again, Alexander. Very confident introduction, and you obviously love this. Happy sounds, much of the left hand strong and confident. Again, the rhythms are not always exact, so really count carefully to make sure you have the same number of beats in each piece. In each bar. And again, staccatos, all the dynamics can just be much more vividly projected. But you obviously like this piece and that came across very well. Thank you. Then we had Louisa with the Egyptian level. A great little piece this. Well done for introducing it. You know it very well. You found everything easily from memory. I think the atmosphere, the story of the Egyptian snakes and all that, and of course the poem that goes along with this piece, I think would come over a little bit more clearly if you took a little bit more time. I mean, the way to play it, according to the composer, is Egyptically. So you've got to be imagining Egypt and snakes and all those things, and just wonderful sort of sultry smells and weather. And I think, you know, a snake, when it comes out of its basket, is quite slow. It doesn't do that. So just try and picture a little bit more slithering, snake-like phrases. Beautiful. So that's all you really need to do. And at the end, just take time, keep the pedal down, and the last chord, and hold it for ages. Yeah, it's got a pause on it. You can hold it really until the sound disappears. But some really very nice, well-controlled playing. It just needs to capture the atmosphere a little bit more. Well done. And then we had Hansa doing Long, Long Ago. Lovely, warm, sincere introduction and very fluent and confident playing. You just need to have a bit more fun with it now. There aren't really many markings in the music, but we must always add it. Okay, so you need to have a conversation between your hands, singing out the melody, make up some words maybe to bring it alive, telling a story with your fingers. We always, when we play, must tell a story. Okay, thank you. Then we had number 9, Jason, playing some Hummel. Well, lovely introduction, Jason. You looked incredibly smart too. I have to say, I do remember this performance as being extremely special. I smiled throughout because you had elegant phrasing, beautifully balanced hands, stylish dynamics, lovely lilting shape. So I thoroughly enjoyed it. Very well done indeed, Jason. Lots to enjoy there. And then we had Elodie with the Horseman, fabulous piece by Kavalevsky. You played with real assurance and security, wonderful dynamics, and you shaped an awful lot of this with care and sensitivity. Yes, some of the offbeat quavers could be a little bit more controlled. The allegro molto perhaps could come across a little bit more exciting. If you think of maybe a little bit more energy in the staccato, because that will give that impression of a little bit more fluency, but really loads to enjoy in this. Very promising young pianist here, well done. And then another Angelfish by Shreya, number 11. Pedaling very well done, and you did the hand crossing very nicely. Just as I said earlier, trying to balance things with a little bit more warmth and beauty, and excuse me, and to shape your phrases. All right, always shape your phrases, but some lovely playing, thank you. And excuse me, and number 12 also Angelfish. Excuse me. Much of the pedaling very effective, and you played from memory, so very well done. So very similar things, just showing the phrasing, showing more rise and fall, be a little bit warmer with your sound, and just try to create a little bit more atmosphere with a variety of colour, as I hopefully tried to show you, but very well known and very well prepared, so thank you very much. So it gives me great pleasure to announce the results of this class. I don't say your surname and I don't say your mark, but you will get it on the report. And I have to say some very high marks indeed. So third place, and that's number 3, congratulations Oscar. And second place, congratulations number 10, Elodie Rose. And for me, a really wonderfully memorable performance. First place, number 9, Jason. So congratulations to each and every one of you. Keep playing, keep enjoying your music, and I hope to hear you again in person at some point soon. Okay, take care everybody. Bye. And this is class 107B, piano solo, 8 to 11 years, own choice. Well, congratulations to all of you. There were some wonderful performances in this class. The amount of effort that I know you have all gone into to prepare your pieces, get the recordings organised, dress appropriately, introduce your piece, bow, all a bit strange when you haven't actually got an audience there, is really wonderful. And you mustn't stop doing this, recording yourself. It's such a wonderful thing to do because you learn so much from listening back to your playing. And even though we aren't together in person, as I was listening to the class, one performer after another in order, I really felt that I was in the festival because you all introduced it, you all took time to present really well, and as I was writing my comments, I really felt connected with you all. So thank you so much for entering, and bravo to all the organisers for keeping going. So I'd like to say a little bit to each of you. I don't say your surname, and I won't be giving out marks in this video. You'll get your marks obviously on your report form. So we started off with number 1, Sunyat, playing Rushing River. Lots to enjoy here, played from memory, very well done indeed. Pedal good and some lovely dynamics. The main thing you need to do with it is just to get a little bit more control from when you go to triplets to when you go to crotchets. So, for instance, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. So you've got to be able to get the 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, keeping it absolutely in time, because otherwise it doesn't really work if it's not kept consciously rhythmic throughout. Obviously working with a metronome will help as we're walking around the room, tapping your feet in time to the crotchets and you singing the rhythms. So getting used to going ya da 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 dee da 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 dee da. Okay, so a little bit of work needed on that, but some really nice playing from you, so thank you. Number 2, Grace, A Passing Storm, wonderful piece by Walter Carroll. You obviously like this very much. Very big sound you made, well done, and you held on to the pulse very well in the opening. Pedal at times could be a little bit more controlled. Listen, always be listening, and is it being changed as well as it could do? The last 2 lines need a little bit more work just to get control so that it all remains seamless. I think you could work to get quieter at the end, pianissimo, and can you try and make more of the contrasts, all right? So make a really big effort to show the differences, but some really strong and vibrant playing from you, Grace, thank you. And then we had Alana with the ballad, very popular Ballads by Burgmüller. You know it very well indeed. And a little bit like a previous performer, we need to just get a little bit more rhythmic stability. Learning that whatever speed we do the quavers, the semi-quavers have to remain the same. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so everything, and when you have the rest, so 1, 2, rest, 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 rest. Rest, 1, 2, rest, rest. You know, has to be exact, okay? So that's easily rectified with a metronome and counting, okay? So it's not difficult for you to do. In the middle section, can you try and sing that beautiful melody and make the accompanying left hand a little quieter? Okay, so a little quieter left hand, a little bit warmer in the right. Such a good piece, this, and really worth your while putting in that little bit of extra effort for it. But very good preparation, well done. Then we had Athenas playing the Courante by Bach. Congratulations, this was some very high level, elegant, stylish playing, very good finger work, you listened to your sound, and it had a very nice dancing shape. Just be careful that you pass phrases between the hands with real care to make sure your tone blends beautifully. You could have a bit more fun, trying some more colour, maybe articulation could vary at points, but this was a very high level stylish performance, congratulations. Winifred with Angelfish. A very popular piece this, and you played it with a lovely sense of calm and a relaxed tempo. You could sing out the left hand minims a little bit more so that the accompanying quavers in the right remain delicate, but the minims can sing a little bit more. And then when both hands are doing the quavers, a warmer sound, and really enjoy where it goes to that wonderful B flat. So we're going in, then we have, you know, really enjoy that. Some beautiful delicacy at the end, lovely. Just try and hold the ending even longer till the sound has disappeared. Thank you. Lisaki played a wonderful piece by Casella, Galop Finale. Very promising playing. It's a difficult, challenging piece, and you captured so much of it very, very well. Lovely, spirited, staccato, lively tempo. The semi-quavers, I've written the bars for you. You were digging in a little bit too much, and I know why. It was because you wanted to get them even, but we want, you know, we want to feel sparkle, not that sort of attack. Staccato sometimes sounded like it was getting a bit tired. You've got to keep the energy and the impetus. Stringendo needs to be done a little bit more, and I've written a few other bar numbers for you to have a look at, a few things, but such promising and exciting and engaging playing there, so very well done, Lisaki. And then we had Ben with Face in the Crowd by the popular Christopher Norton. What a lovely piece this is, and you obviously enjoyed it very much. Strong and confident with a full sound. I think The term rubato, which is in this piece, which means to sort of be quite free with the time, I think you could explore that a little bit more. Enjoy the harmonies, enjoy where it's going. There's a few areas where you need to just tighten up some of the rhythm, but on the whole, the main thing is to have more freedom and more expression, more vitality of your dynamics. But thank you very much for playing. And then we had Daniel, who did a piece, Faber Fiesta España. Wouldn't we all like to be in Spain, having a fiesta? Lovely introduction, thank you. Very confident, strong shape. You could show the staccato a little bit more, and that will help to give the Spanish flavour. I've written a few places where a little bit more control is needed. And the very ending could be much bolder, all right? Feel the intensity of the fiesta building, and so at the end it feels really exciting, so bigger sound, but always holding the pulse. But thank you for playing that lovely piece. Toby, Royal March of the Lion by Saint-Saëns. Thank you again for introducing. You obviously love the drama of this piece, some big sound, which is just right for lions. Just remember that a march needs to be controlled and rhythmic. The lions need to know where to put their paws. All right, we don't want them getting out of control. So just a little bit more rhythmic, and sort of really work a little bit more with the metronome and counting so that you can keep everything solid. Some nice dynamics though, so very well done. When you play at a different level of sound, don't change the tempo. It just means that you are playing with a different sound, but not a different tempo. So very well done, great piece, thank you. And Shannon with the Happy Farmer, love this piece too, wonderful. And you play with a real natural sense of musicianship, very, very beguiling actually, and some lovely technical control, beautiful balance, lovely musical shaping. It just needs now to be more arresting with your dynamics. It was just all a little bit the same. A little bit more weight behind the sound will help it to be resonant and sing out. And don't forget that it is a very, very happy farmer. So to get the happy farmer to sound like he's having a good time, a little bit more drive and energy in it would be great. So really sort of feel that everything's going forward. But some lovely playing there, thank you. And finally, Shanalee with the Musette in D. What confidence and security you had here, all played from memory, and you have a real sense of flair. Bright, happy staccato, good articulation, strong rhythmic shape, and some lovely buoyancy. I've written a couple of little things for you to just have a look at, but they're very small. This is a really lovely performance. I enjoyed it very much. You're a very promising young pianist indeed. So what a lovely class. Really fabulous. Even though I adjudicated it a couple of days ago, I can still hear your performances in my mind. So congratulations to each and every one of you. Some very high marks in this class. I'm not going to announce them today. You get them on your report form. Please do not be disheartened if you didn't get a first, second or third, because you are all hugely classed as winners because you have presented fantastic videos and taken part in this online festival. So congratulations. So I have decided to give the third place to number 11. Congratulations to Shanalee. The second place, very exciting playing, and that is to number 6, Lisaki. And the first place for a very memorable performance, number 4, Athenas. So congratulations everybody. Please keep loving your music, keep playing, keep smiling, and I look forward to seeing you all again, hopefully in person, not too far away. Okay, take care, bye. This is class 108, which is piano solo own choice 11 to 15 years. A really fabulous class, a large class, a lot of young performers playing a really wide range of repertoire, obviously ranging in difficulty because some of you will have played for a lot longer than others, but congratulations to all of you for taking such care with your presentation and recording, introducing and being so very well prepared. I hope my tabs on the computer, I've got them all in order so that I can see everything, and apologies if I have any admin slips as we go along. But I'd like to say a little bit to each of you, and we started with number 1, Shishi, playing Bagatelle in E-flat by Beethoven. A very calm and thoughtful opening, a steady tempo chosen, lovely warm tone produced, well done. Needs more rhythmic discipline now. It doesn't always feel like 2 in the bar. I was a little bit too aware of individual quavers rather than the beats. I've written a couple of places specifically for you to really be careful with. And overall, just more lightness and more delicacy. A little bit more work needed to get the true control that you really need in this piece, but you had some lovely dynamics in it, so that was very effective. Thank you. Then we had number 3, because there was no number 2, and that's Ariane, who played Jingo by popular Christopher Norton. You've done very well with this challenging piece, and you obviously like it very much, and you played it from memory, showing just how well you know it. Just make sure you're doing exactly what's on the page. There's quite a lot on there for you to sort of absorb, so I've written a few places for you to have a look at. Everything about the markings, such as staccatos, tenutos, accents, all the dynamic markings, they can be done much more. Okay, this sort of music can take a lot of contrasts. The accents can be heavier, and the sound range needs to be much bigger. But some very successful playing there, so thank you very much. Then we had number 4, Movindu, playing a sonatina by Beethoven. Lovely introduction, thank you, and you also looked the part as well. Very fluent, confident performance from memory. You've got very able fingers and you move very well around the piano. What I'd really love you to do now is to listen much more to the sounds that are coming out of the piano. Sometimes your ends of phrases were not as elegant as they could be. Imagine you're having a conversation and how you would emphasize certain words in a sentence, and you wouldn't end a sentence normally with a sound that is louder than the others. Yeah, you see what I mean? You don't do that in a conversation, in a sentence, so you don't do that in a musical phrase. Some of the 2-note slurs, when you have 2-note slurs, make sure you're always dropping the sound on the second one. But some lovely natural stage manner from you, so thank you very much indeed. And then we had number 5, Sophie, playing a wonderful piece by Burgmüller. You're making good progress with this, and you know the notes well. I think the real challenge is to project the marking of molto agitato quasi presto. So it needs to sound agitated and slightly sort of a little bit crazy, actually, I think. And the guideline of metronome marking is quite fast. However, you don't actually have to play as fast as that, but you can create tension and excitement and agitation by big dynamics. So on the second page, for instance, quiet, loud. So big sforzando, and quieter with your staccato. And because it's 6/8, 1, Okay, so you need to feel 2, not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1. Okay, so a little bit of work needed to get the character. It doesn't have to be speed, but it does have to have the excitement of the dynamics and staccato and good balance. Okay, so keep up the good work, listen to what you're doing, and try and see if you can create that excitement in your playing. Thank you very much. Then we had Elisa doing Arietta by Mozart. You know this very well. When you introduce a piece, you said, I'd like to play Arietta, do just mention it's by Mozart as well, that would be great. You played from memory and you had some nice balance. What I'd love you to do now is to make more contrasts between the phrases and to shape with a little bit more. So sing out the melody in the right and then drop here. You can take a bit of time and a little bit crisper. Okay, so always elegant and keep up the balance that you're doing, but you could actually sing out a little bit more. But very well prepared playing and a beautiful piece, thank you. Then we had Laurent, I think I'm doing right, yes. Laurent with Chanson de Chasseur by Grovlet, very confident, big sound, strong pulse, and you're doing well. It's a challenging piece, this. You do need to make sure that the discipline and the rhythmic consistency is throughout, okay? Because there were quite a lot of times where you were taking time to find your notes. And, you know, unfortunately, we can't do that. We have to have a strict pulse. I've written a few places where you really do need to have a look at, which we don't need to go into now. Try and discover more delicacy of touch as well, much lighter. You go to 3 Ps at the end. So, you know, really, really quiet. So a little bit of work needed to really bring this up to the level I know you would like, and also that Grovlet needs to have to project his piece, but you have lots of flair in your playing, so thank you very much, Laurent. And then we had Senouli, excuse me, with this very popular piece by Godet called Angelfish. You know it very well, play from memory. Try and make a slightly sweeter, warmer tone in your minims, in your left hand, and then when the quavers come in the middle between the 2 hands, where both hands are playing quavers, a little bit more warmth of sound. Can you make the final chord quieter, and can you hold it on for a very long time, because that would make a really wonderful ending with lots of atmosphere. But some nice playing from you, thank you. Then we had number 9, Ivan, playing a very popular sonata by Scarlatti. This began with confidence, big sound and a solid pulse. You know this pretty well actually, so it's going well. Can you have a little bit more persuasive shaping? And can you also remember to lighten up your 2nd and 3rd beats of the bar? You had some very nice sensitivity and you explored that sort of quasi-improvisatory element. But it does need to come alive with a lot more variety, okay? More bubbling, articulation, and really stylish variety of colour. But lots of promise in your playing. Thank you, Ivan. And then we had Olivia doing a beautiful piece by Schumann. You know this very well, again, as you all do. You shaped it very beautifully with some lovely sensitivity, especially towards the end. I'd love you to develop more rich legato line with overlapping fingering. Try not just to rely on the pedal to produce a smooth sound, but actually use your fingers. Always listen to your sound and make sure it blends beautifully. Thank you. Then we had Tharuk playing For Elise by Beethoven, very popular piece. This was a very musical and sensitive performance of this popular work. You listened extremely well and always had wonderful shaping at the ends of phrases. For me, sometimes when these semiquavers came in, demi-semiquavers, you got a little excitable and you were so thrilled at playing all these fast notes, it slightly sounded a little bit agitated for me. You know, try and think of different instruments. I've written a few places where you could think about the strings and the flautist and so on. But some really stylish and musicianship displayed throughout. Well done. And then we had Venucci playing a lovely Andante by Mozart from the Sonata in G. Some lovely, thoughtful, considered playing, care given to control, some nice staccato touch. What I would love you to do is to just imagine that you are centre stage and you're a big opera diva, a big opera star, because the melodic shape can have much more sense of soloistic sound. So have a listen here. And then quieter. So be more playful, be more outward with your sound. A wonderful bit here with this octave. Don't be afraid to make much bolder contrasts, but some very effective playing from you. Thank you very much. And then we had Maya with Rushing River. Very strong, confident playing from memory, some good dynamics, and that made us listen to what you were doing. And you had a lot of fun with the ending. Just see if you can get a little bit more control going from the triplets to the crotchets, and listen to your pedal. It wasn't always being changed as cleanly as it could be. Oliver, number 14, played the last movement of the Beethoven Opus 10 Sonata. A huge amount to enjoy in this performance. Obvious musicianship, great sense of style, vivid dynamics, good articulation. It suits you very well. There are a few things I've written in the report for you to have a look at that at the highest level could really be, make it, you know, even more wonderful. But it's a very exciting performance, this, with lots to say. Thank you very much. And then I'm just making sure I'm going through everybody. Yes, okay, so now we have Sarah, number 15, playing the very popular Walter Carroll, The Wreath. Very fluent, confident, played from memory. What a wonderful sound you had at the beginning. Congratulations. Pedaling generally good. I think there are a few places where you could use it a little less. And when you play quietly, don't lose energy. Keep the energy going. And always think about where your phrases are going, okay, in terms of musical direction. But some lovely playing there, Sarah. And finally, number 16, Leone with the Gurlitt Allegretto Gracioso. Again, from memory, played with confidence, very secure. Some very nice rubato, really allowed the melody to have some beautiful shaping. Pedaling needs some work. It really isn't quite doing what it needs to do. It is a technique in itself, pedaling. So if you can work to have more control with your pedaling, this will enhance your playing much, much more. So some lovely performers. There are some results of first, second and third with some very high marks. I would just say, please don't be disappointed if you haven't got first, second and third. It's not about the winning, it's about taking part and the journey you're on, enjoying your music, and I hope that you keep going with all of this. So congratulations, I have given third place, I don't say the mark, you'll see it on your form. Third place to number 3, and that's Ariane, and the second place Very nice performance. Number 11, that's Barak, and the first place, congratulations, very exciting, playing number 14, Oliver. So thank you all very much. We may not have been together, but I felt connected with you all by your wonderful performances. Keep going, and I hope to see you again at the festival another year. Bye.